2,500 RPM. Go. Hey guys, welcome back to Dacey's Garage. So in today's episode what we're going to do is we're going to start modifying the Focus RS. Only small mods for just now, the bigger mods are going to come over time. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're going to do in today's episode. And I apologise for the state of the garage, I know it's a mess. Right, so on the list of things to do today we have touch-up pen, because there's a couple of scratches on the car from when I picked it up, not done by me. We're going to put on high flow air filter from K&N. For those of you who've watched a few of my episodes before, you know what's inside that box. For those of you that don't, stay tuned because you're going to find out. Yeah, tuned, there's a hint there. Hint. And last but not least, in this box here is something else that's going to help this and help this give me a little bit more horsepower. So without further ado, let's get this big bad boy unboxed and we'll make a start. Now you may be sitting there wondering, what in the earth name is that? Basically what it's going to do is it's going to sit in the front bumper and allow a lot more air to come through the front and go straight into the induction kit as it is as standard on the RS. So that's pretty cool. So let's get under the bonnet, see how easy this thing is to fit. It looks incredibly straightforward, but who only knows. Right, so off camera I was just reading the instructions on how to fit that big mouth kit, and it's way more, it's not complex actually, it's just going to be more time consuming than I gave it credit for. Basically what I'm going to have to do is remove the whole front bumper, because what the thing is going to do is it's going to come through the grille there and up and over and attach to this part right here to go into the induction piping. So a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. That's not an issue at all, that's not a challenge, but I'm going to need another pair of hands because I don't want to scratch my front bumper in any way, shape or form. So we'll move on to the other tasks first, and I will then phone a friend and we'll get that done. So let's go and fit the K&N induction kit, because that should be super easy. You've got to be f***ing kidding. I cannot believe that just happened. Whoever at Ford, when I bought this car, decided to cover the entire engine bay in some kind of weird, oily as anything silicone spray, I'm not very impressed with you right now, because that flaming screw has gone right down into there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Can you see it right there? Right, son of a, how am I going to get that out of there? Alright, okay. That's going to take a wee bit of thinking. I'm going to have to try and find myself a magnet. But we'll get it out. Got it. So I know that air filter is insanely clean, but it just doesn't have the same flow rate as a K&N one. That's the reason why it's been swapped out. The great thing about these K&Ns is they also come pre-oiled. So this thing's good for quite a few miles before you need to clean it and then reseal it in oil or recover it in oil again. But they come pre-oiled, which is pretty cool. So let's get this bad boy in here. So now what we're going to do is put the shroud back on and we're good to go. Right, so that's mod number 1 done. Easy peasy. And what we're going to do next is we're going to... What are we going to do next? Probably do the remap, I think. Cool thing about this kit, it comes with, at the moment, 5 different options, 5 different maps for the RS, depending on how heavily modified your car is. And you can change the map whenever you like, pretty much, once it's registered to your ECU. So at the moment I'm going to put a fairly standard map on it that should increase the low end horsepower and torque a wee bit, make the acceleration curve a little bit smoother, because the RS really struggles with low end power and torque. It's phenomenal above 5,000 RPM, but up till 5,000 it's kind of a bit wishy-washy. So we'll put that map on it just now, so let's jump in the car and crack on. Right, so this is not going to plan at all. Basically the Dream Science module needs an update before it can put the map on the car, because it sat for such a long time. Because I originally bought it for the ST, for those of you who know I've got an ST. I bought it for the ST, but my plan is to use it on the RS obviously. But it now needs an update from Dream Science before I can run the map on the car. The last thing on the list to do in this part is going to do the touch-up. So let's get on with that. Hopefully that won't be as much of a disaster as that and that has been, but you never know. Doesn't seem to be my night. So let's get on with it. Yeah, so what I've done is I've built the paint up on each and every scratch a lot higher than the scratch is, and the idea is that once it's dried I will then sand it down a wee bit and it should just look a lot more flush with the paint. Yeah, so at the moment I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do next. I know I've got things I need to go and do. I need to go away and update that, so I'm going to go do that right now and I will catch you all tomorrow. Right guys, so it's a new day. And I've remapped, I've updated the device. So hopefully this is going to go off without a hitch this time. I've got my fingers crossed anyway. Right, so for anybody that wants to know, the OBD port on a Mark III Focus RS is in behind here, right there. So that's easy enough to do. So let's just quickly plug this in and we'll fire up and see what happens. Right, so very first thing we're going to do before we even switch the car on, so it's plugged in, but we're not going to do anything else. So we go program vehicles. This device is not legal for sale or use in California, blah blah blah, fine, whatever. Turn the vehicle's ignition key to the on position or push and hold the engine start button. Do not start the engine, that's fine, as long as you don't press the clutch in an RS, you're okay. Once you've done that, press continue. There's a Focus RS. Ah. Right, so it's Race 99 is the one that I want. Basically what it's going to do is, as completely standard as the car is at the moment, if you disregard the air filter that we just put on, it's going to add 35 horsepower and 60 foot-pounds of torque at 3,500 RPM, which is exactly where you want it, because that's the point where the car is really kind of lacking. So that's all good. So we'll go to approve. So what you saw it do there was it was saving the old map, the original map from the car, because it'll store the original map on the device. So you can then take the original map off if you want and go and save it somewhere else, which is quite cool. This thing flags up a load of codes on the dashboard. The dashboard is going mental. Check this out. So the dashboard at the moment is going absolutely bananas while we're in the process of it setting up. And it is going absolutely crackers. Right, what's it saying to now? Tune has been programmed successfully to vehicle. Turn key off. Yeah, okay, yeah. So apart from that one, it should be fine. So hopefully, put this back in here. Hopefully now, fingers crossed, I've either nuked my ECU, or hopefully when I push it. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, all that's left to do now is take this bad boy for a test drive. It's way too loud. Take this for a test drive and see what the performance change is. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Let's go. Got a private plate. So if you see this plate driving around Scotland, give us a wave. Give it a wee quick blast up the bypass just now, and I'll leave it in normal mode so it won't have any of the other things that sport and race mode have got, but we'll give it a wee bit of a blast and see how good it is. Although I will say the number of looks you get from people when you're driving around with a GoPro strapped to your baseball cap is really quite amusing. Right, so we're in third gear just now. Get him away! But yeah, the car now pulls really well. That's at 2,000, just over 2,000 RPM, and the car's pulling amazingly well, which is awesome. That's what we'll do now. We'll chuck it in sport mode, see if it makes a difference. It should do, but I don't know. Oh wow, yeah. Oh, that's noticeably improved even more. So now in 6th gear, put your foot down. Jeepers, that's a lot better. Oh goodness gracious me, it's like a different car. It really is genuinely like a different car. This is unreal. That is unreal. Ah, that's so good. It's like the RS was meant to be. Hurrah! Right, so we'll go for one last pull up this hill. I'll put it in race mode. Oh, sorry, race track. It's a really stupid idea because I just turned the traction control off and it's wet outside, but what's the worst that can possibly happen? Right, third gear. 2,500 RPM. Go. Jesus. Oh man, that's good fun. Right, so yeah guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Something a bit different, trying to mix up a wee bit rather than just doing product reviews all the time. Because there's obviously a lot more to cars and bikes and things than just detailing, and I love doing all of it, so figured I'd mix it up a wee bit. Hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.